Alright, this is Chris out here at the lake, and we're going to start out here. I'm not sure actually if I'm going to be starting from the right parking lot or not. There's two parking areas right out here. It's a very treed area, if you can kind of see back behind me. There's a treed area, so I'm thinking they're probably actually going to put us in the grass. I'm not sure, because the cement and parking areas don't seem to have quite enough for housing all the nationals, but I could be wrong. You know, it's fairly long there, but that's where I took the footage from when I rolled out of here. And we have the bike course I'm going to post, both the sprint and Olympic distance, and the run course, sprint and Olympic distance. So let's head on out there.
Alright, so as we head out this first bit here, this was when I first used my helmet cam, and I did the course the first time riding my bike. And you can see the road's a little bit broken up, sketchy. I posted that on Instagram, but now this is the smoother section here, so all repaved all the way out, and I actually will be splicing together film pieces throughout some of the coverage I had gotten on my bike, and then some coverage I had taken on the car when I just kind of happened to drive out there to see how things were doing. Now remember, this is not official coverage from USA Triathlon. This is just what I've gotten based on the information that I had from the maps made available, and just match them up with what I had. So I don't have any data running along with it like from my Garmin or anything like that. This is more just kind of a narrative of some of the areas as we go through. And I do have it sped up a little bit. So we're hitting this first intersection here, where we take a left onto Abbott Drive. Now I'm not sure how this road will be set up, of course, but they'll probably have us in this right lane, left lane, probably have the whole lane. I'm not sure. It's 4 lanes, so maybe we'll just keep all the other traffic on the left side. I don't know. You'll notice here it starts to curve to the left, so do not go to the right. You curve to the left is the course. And that puts us out onto the Arthur C. Storts Expressway for a little bit. All pretty much flat up into this point. Here's your Florida climb. You coming up here on your first right-hand turn, you're going to take a right and then a left, and then there's an intersection there that we'll be going straight through. Now this also had a section that was under construction when I first took this video, even went back again, and now this is the new section here. Railroad crossing is still there. This is probably the roughest portion. I'm not sure if anything is going to be done with that by the time the race is or not. Maybe they have to get with the railroad with that. Here's your left-hand turn. Remember, this is sped up a little bit, so this doesn't look as bad as it did. And I was really glad they repaved this section, because this was probably the worst section here. A lot of semis use this section, so the cement was very broken up all through here. So again, they did an awesome job on getting this repaved. And then here is that intersection that I had noted, just going straight through that. Little rise in the road here. You can see off to the right there, that's the trail I was talking about to somebody. I hadn't talked about it yet. And that trail follows this course all the way up. So we're going to switch out here from this coverage that I had gotten of this section here, that was the new section. So we're going to, this is another day that I had taken this. So this gets a little bit jumpy for a little bit. Apologize for that. I tried putting it through a stabilizer software, but it just blurred it. So the roads are not this bumpy. It's also the new blacktop. Missouri River is to your right, so behind all those trees. We'll get a little bit of a downhill here. Pick up a little speed. And that's the I-680 bridge up above, so I'll mention that again here in just a little bit. But we'll go right on straight through this stop sign, going underneath Interstate 680, which is north of town. And we're heading out towards NP Dodge Park. Now this section here, since a week before the race, I haven't seen if this has been repaved or not. So you can kind of see there's a groove there where they must have laid a new pipe of some sort, but they definitely had dug that up. But in riding it, I mean, just stay to one side or the other, and those grooves aren't deep for catching your wheel or anything that I could tell, and it ends right there. There's that trail again, so again, if you have some spectators that want to come and cruise up and down the trail, it follows this course. If you see this road right up here, then it veers to the left. We are not going that way. This is the turnaround for the sprint distance, from what I can tell again. Not official, but from what I can tell. So we just went under the bridge there where that arrow is, and then the turnaround right there, NP Dodge Park. The Olympic distance goes straight on through. Then there's an intersection there. It's not really an intersection, but you're not going to take a left there. You're going to stay veered to the right, and you'll start to head out the rest of the course to the turnaround. So let's continue down the road. That's NP Dodge Park to the right, so there's some parking there. And apologize for a little bit of the bumpiness here. There's that trail again. Still fairly flat. Oop. That was not a pothole I hit. Some broken up parts in this road, so like I said, as of a week out from the race, I haven't seen it repaved. You'll be coming up to this, so take a good look here. So surf side, left and right. You'll be curving to the right. Now we start into the climbs, so we're at that part right down there where it says Ponca Road. And we'll be starting the first of the climbs. So there's the trail again on the right. Fencing on the right, kind of your indicator that you're hitting the climb. And according to my Garmin, it looked like it was about a half a mile climb, maybe just under, and somewhere's between 10 and 12% grade. So it's a pretty good little kick up. And back down the other side. So it's a pretty steady climb. You'll see how much of a downhill we're doing here. Just going to be really fast through here. That is still part of the trail there off to the right. Kind of just puts you on the shoulder. flatten back out here. And I think my battery died around here somewhere, so I had to recharge and splice this back in. A little different. This is on a dash cam now instead of outside the car, so shifted it just a little bit. There's the trail there again to the right. Now there was a little discrepancy here. I had two different maps that they had published. So there's the map that's on their site on the left, and then the one on the right is the one from the Garmin data that they had up. So you can see there's two different areas where the turnaround. There's the one on the left and the one on the right. And we're actually going to go with the one on the left because that one matches the mileage when I mapped out the mileage. So we're taking one more right turn, and then it'll go to a turnaround. And I went to basically what I could tell was any sort of road that matched what was on that map. There wasn't an actual road like I thought there was. This was the only thing that resembled anything like a road and matched the mileage. And I'm not sure if that crane will even still be out there, but the course will be marked. So we're going to do our turnaround right here. This is Olympic distance turnaround. Don't go in the ditch. And headed back. So we're coming up to the first little bobble, little rise in the road there and there, and I'm really kind of curious as to why, since it's an out and back, that those don't mirror each other, those two elevation profiles. But it's basically coming back. It's not as smooth looking on the down the way that profile showed. It's kind of two-tiered. So you'll kind of see that we start to go up. And then it'll level for a little bit, and then you'll hit the steeper section. So this has been kind of a general little climb, and then here pitch goes up just a little bit more. Going into the main climb, heading back anywhere from 5 to 8% grade on this one to start out. And that's what's kind of benefit of this video for those of you that don't live here, you know, is you can kind of watch this a few times and look at some markers along the sides of the roads and things like that to kind of see what to be looking for to be ready for some of the changes in elevation shifts. So once you start seeing that fence there on the left side, that's the trail again on the left side, and you can see the fence go up, and this is the final climb. So when you're hitting this section here, this is the steeper part, but it's the final climb, so do as your coach says and how to get up and over that properly so that you can head down the other side. And then this will be very fast down through this side. So hopefully you've practiced your descending skills. You will be getting quite a bit of speed coming down here, so as you come around this curve, this next turn here can sneak up on you, and be cautious through there. And then it curves through because it's still continuing to kind of turn as you come down there, and you'll have a lot of speed going. So just prep for that. Go back through the video and see what the curve right before it looks like so that you can keep that in mind. There's NP Dodge Park again on our left, and I'm not sure how congested this area will be. This is the sprint distance turnaround again right there to the right. So then again, if you look at your map, this is the Interstate 680 north of town. We're going under right here. You'll get a great view of the Missouri River there if you take a look to the left. And then heading back right onto that really smooth road again. Coming up with a little rise here. It'll just be a quick power up over, flattens back out, and then it'll go back downhill. So enjoy the smooth roads. So I really hope this is helping you guys out, getting to see portions of the course and seeing where there's a rise that you can tell doesn't really last too long, so you can just power up and over it and go right back into a hard pace, even though it's all supposed to be in a hard pace. So, but it's just nice to know, not being local, you know, getting to see portions of the course. So I really hope this is helping you guys out again. This footage, and then I had to splice back in because this section here was sketchy, but now it's redone as well. Heading back in John J. Pershing, then we taking that right on 16th Street again. Coming up on those railroad tracks. Alright, so we're taking our left here off of 16th Street onto the expressway, and from here you just know that it's roughly about 2.5 miles or so from what I measured to the finish. So here's your little Florida rise again, up and over and down, and crank it on in. You should get fired up, getting ready for your run. So this actually, the Storts Expressway, going the direction we're going, is what takes us to the airport, and going back behind us the other way is what goes to Highway 75, which hits you into downtown. So kind of look on a map and see how that all comes together. And I don't know if we're going to be on the same side of the road or anything either. I do not know how they'll be setting the course up. I've been on a course before where they had just both out and back on the same side, just put all the other traffic on the other side. And then the expressway, as it curves, comes into Abbott Drive, and then we'll be on Abbott Drive until we take the right on Carter Boulevard back into the lake. Some people like to count those intersections or lights, how many they have to go through before coming up here back to Carter Boulevard, taking the right, going back in around the lake.